The Accountant 2 is out in theaters, sequel to the 2016 action thriller. Once again, Gavin O'Connor directing, once again starring Ben Affleck, Jon Bernthal, Cynthia Addai-Robinson, J.K. Simmons, with Daniela Pineda joining the cast and Anna Kendrick being absent in the sequel. Just like in real life, in the world of the movie, about 8 years has passed. Story opens with J.K. Simmons being assassinated during a meeting with a mysterious woman who then promptly vanishes. His former protege, Addai-Robinson, discovers a message written just before his death: find the accountant. So she finds the accountant, Ben Affleck, the autistic mafia accountant slash vigilante superhero. He recruits his brother Jon Bernthal, and together they try to solve the puzzle of J.K. Simmons' last case, find out what he was working on, what was going on with that, who killed him, and how to put things right. So I really like the first film, and this sequel is super strange because it's much less serious and it's much more flawed, and I'll go over the problems shortly. But despite that, I can't really bring myself to telling you that I didn't enjoy it, because the fact is I did enjoy it. I was very entertaining. I was very entertained during the screening. But let's start with the issues. The plot is absolute nonsense. It is needlessly convoluted. There's simply too much elements, too much going on with the human traffickers, the lady assassin, her identity, the missing Salvadoran family. You kind of stop paying attention at some point. And it has some really strange choices, such as the kind of main premise becoming the quest to reunite a mother with her child that is being kept prisoner. But then the movie ends with them never actually meeting, and instead Affleck decides that the kid is also autistic based on a single photograph, I think, and then he ships him off to his Xavier Academy, which is also a whole separate thing. In the previous movie, yes, it was a bit far-fetched with the almost superhero aspects of the autism, but it was still kind of somewhat respectful towards that condition. Now it becomes full-on autistic Batman. Affleck's accounting skills are completely irrelevant now. He doesn't do any financial analysis. He just fights and shoots people. He also still has his autistic Alfred, the girl in the chair at the institute that he sponsors, but she's now joined by a whole squad of autistic Robins. There's literally like 10 autistic kids using their supercomputers there in the basement to hack into databases and street cameras and street light systems, as well as civilian phones and laptops. And somehow it's all kept secret. Look, I know it sounds whack, but that is literally what is going on in this film. I think that there are some moments which are completely out of character for some of the people in this film, such as Ben Affleck gaming the dating algorithms in like a 10-minute sequence that is not relevant to the rest of the film, but is pretty funny. I think that the action in the final act is not very impressive. I think that the inciting incident is contrived, and I think that even the characters themselves kind of realize that the plot is stupid, because at one point the two brothers literally decide to abandon the story. They take a break from it and they just go drinking at a country bar for another 10-minute sequence that is not relevant to the movie in any other way. But, and this is a very large but, I still enjoyed the movie despite all of those flaws, because I felt that, one, it doesn't take itself seriously at all and is deliberately insane and tongue-in-cheek, kind of like the later Fast and Furious movies. And two, the chemistry between Affleck and Bernthal is unbelievable. Whenever these two are on screen together, it is pure entertainment. Their banter and clashes of character and their wacky conversations are pure gold. I love that Bernthal has a ton of screen time, especially after the very recent film called The Amateur, where he shows up for just 2 scenes and has no impact. I loved his scenes with the corgi phone call, the conversation with the girl in Berlin, I think, his final scene with the cat and the kid that they rescued. It is really fun to see him play kind of the same character he always does, but dialed up to 11 in a very comedic way. Reminded me a little bit of Jason Statham in Spy. And really, whenever these two are on screen, scenes that shouldn't work do anyway, such as the country bar sequence. Is it silly and stupid and foolish? Yes, absolutely. But is it fun and relaxing and enjoyable? Also yes. So it's one of those cases where I can't honestly say this was a good movie, but it was an entertaining one. And I think this is really what it set out to do. So for my money, goal accomplished, fun, lighthearted romp.